Not Nerd Podcast, episode 369, bonus outtakes on takes.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and we're here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Hey there, my friend.
Hello.
I'm talking to you from 2022 because I don't want it to be a new year.
No.
I want to stay in 2022. There were so many fascinating things that happened in that year.
It was such a great year.
It was such a good year.
Yes.
And on that note, and we're not quite into Followup yet, but to all those people leaving Twitter because of Elon Musk's antics, they're just going to come back.
Yes.
What are you even doing? Just stay put.
Be honest with yourself. Don't try to figure out Mastodon.
No, every day there's, I'm leaving, da-da-da. Oh, but our business is still on there because that's where the customers are. It's like, All right. Anyway, I digress. I did mention a word, and we should probably say it again to trigger the sounder.
Would that be Followup?
That would be the word.
Nice. Well, speaking of a new year, I wanted to give everyone an update and the big reveal from my counter app. Dave, I'm going to slowly raise my phone and have it not autofocus, so you'll really have to stretch.
Oh, you got... Since you started tracking, you've done 4,057 push-ups.
Yes.
So that was, 5 years ago?
In 2022, I did 4,057 push-ups. I think I didn't go through and look back in the data to see how many. I think I missed 10 to 15 days throughout the year due to, it was usually while traveling, because you just get thrown off your schedule. Like at home, it's like, it's time to go to bed. Oh, I need to do some push-ups first, routine.
Right.
But I'm okay with that, missing a few days.
As impressive as that sounds, I just did the average, and you averaged about 11 push-ups per day, my friend.
I started off very slowly because I had not done push-ups for years. And so, looking back, I was kind of looking through, and it's like, I think the first couple days of January last year, I was doing like, okay, can I do one push-up per day? And then... So I ended up,
build up.
I was doing 16 per day, which I could have done more, but I didn't want to, since I was doing them every single day, I didn't want to overdo it. But I have we're recording this on the 2nd. I didn't do any on the 1st because I wanted to keep that number pure for you.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So that was, I don't know that it was a New Year's resolution. I tend to like to do things a little bit differently if people haven't seen my mustache. But it was one of those things is like, I should do some push-ups, and was able to do them all year. So that was pretty cool. I am thinking, like when we talked to Mike, friend of the show, Mike Peterson, about it, he said he does a couple days a week, a bunch of different exercises, which I think I might move to something like that where, 3 days a week, or heaven forbid, I fire up the Apple TV and use the Apple Fitness.
I know, it's right there.
Part of my Apple One bundle, and do some more exercise. But the whole New Year's resolutions, I like to joke that by the time you hear this episode, you've probably already given up on yours.
Yeah. My wife's
it's a tough
in
thing.
The other room right now writing down her, not New Year's resolutions, goals.
Goals, yes.
They're just goals. Because Carrie Nieuwhof, who is a Christian author, speaker, I think I'm pronouncing
motivational speaker.
Yeah, I think I'm saying his name right. Anyway, he says... a side note, he's Canadian, so take it with a grain of salt. But he says that your goals are more likely to come true 47% more if you write them down. I said that very painfully, but you get the idea. If you write them down, you're 47% more likely to meet your goals. So,
and having some that's like the most basic form of accountability than like telling somebody else or doing it with somebody else. But I think in thinking of 2023, my personal thing, I think I'm going to, and I think we've talked about this the last several first episodes of January, of making smaller goals. Like, hey, for this month, I'm going to work on selling some of the stuff that's in the garage, or, cleaning the garage, and do those more attainable instead of saying, hey, in 2023, I'm going to clean the garage, so that I wait till December 31st as we're on our way out the door.
Still have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, deadlines are important for me.
Yes.
You could say, hey, Dave, could you help me with this XYZ
no.
thing? And I'd be like, I sure can. 2 weeks later, they'll be like, where's that thing?
Goes
I'll be like,
to the bottom of the priority list. Yeah.
you didn't give me a deadline,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
of
I
course
didn't know when
do
you
it.
needed it.
There's lots of TV shows to watch.
Maybe that's my New Year's resolution, is to actually set deadlines. And I've said again for many years, if it's not written down, it doesn't exist.
Maybe we need to take that word to heart, the deadline. And if you don't get something done by then, I shoot you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's raise the stakes.
Yeah, raise this. You got to have some consequences.
You will be dead if you don't do this thing. I bet you and
we're
I would,
lacking those in our society these days.
we would get things done more often, I think.
Yes. Well, before we let's set a deadline of 3 hours for this episode to get finished.
I think we can maybe hit
Yes, realistic deadlines. But anyways, so this is the first episode of the year, and I am going to tell you, last week's episode, man, all the news was kind of a bummer. So when we get to the take section, we're doing all bonus odd takes today.
just
No
beautiful.
nerdy news, no depressing security and privacy. I've got a couple stories that we're going to wait till next week, but we're doing all bonus odd takes today. So
Well, good. This will be a good time.
Yes.
And don't expect me to help you a lot because I'll probably be playing with all the things we talk about.
Yes. But let us get through the follow-up. And the first one, we have to have a little SBF FTX news. And there's been some emails released on I believe it was a Freedom of Information Act, of just how much old Sam Bankman-Fried was courting the FTC and the SEC, and he was hiring all these ex-employees and having lunches with all these directors and people involved with the FTC. So it goes back to this guy was greasing all the right palms, and he probably will get off and not have any consequences for wasting a lot of people's money.
We need to give all those lawmakers who conspire to break the law deadlines, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, let's do it. Yeah, so the CFTC is the Commodity Futures Trading Commission.
It's not crypto FTC.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it was, but so he was very involved, and I think maybe they're kind of overseeing some of the crypto stuff. But yeah, he knew all the right people to talk to and was taking very good care of them. And speaking of losing money, Elon Musk becomes first person to lose $200 billion with a B dollars.
I mean, how can you really measure that?
Yes.
Because one, it's in value.
Yes.
And
yes.
we haven't been tracking everybody's losses throughout history.
But
anyway,
when you adjust for
inflation
and everything. But yeah, and most of it is because Tesla stock, like many other stocks, people seem to forget that fact that I think 2022, I just saw something today, it was the worst year for stocks since 2008 for the stock market.
Yeah, so I can attest to that.
Yes, can I. But yeah, so most of it was that, and then, purchasing Twitter. So he's down, but he's still got $137 billion. So I think he's going to be able to feed the kids, which he has many of.
Yeah. Are they all with one person? Or
No. I think I want to say he has 7 kids with 5 different ladies.
All right. Well, it's really not that important.
Yes.
But at least he's got enough.
10 children's.
Oof.
10 children he has.
How are they going to split up his wealth among 10 kids?
I think with 137 billion, about 13.7 billion to each child, and they might be okay.
Can you imagine?
Oh man, yeah. So I'm not seeing real easily the list of the mothers, but still an interesting SBF thing. We'll see what happens with that. And Twitter, it's still fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So I'll keep talking about it.
We'll keep watching and waiting.
Yes. In the new fascination, I've seen some different stuff on this, the ChatGPT that we've been talking about.
Oh, interesting.
And there's a Verge article.
I never thought about this.
Yeah.
It seems like a good idea.
Yeah. So how Kindle novelists are using ChatGPT. So the Amazon Kindle bookstore, that you can do it on your iPhone. You can do it anywhere, the files. But there's all these kind of novelists or authors that just write, shorter books or books just for that. They don't worry about publishers. They don't worry about the old school.
You can publish directly to Kindle.
Yeah.
And my brother talked about one time he had to write a children's book in one of his education classes in college. He's like, I could publish that and sell it. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a little more complicated.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, is it illustrated? Is it just text? Like, what's the deal?
Text children's books don't usually go
who's
really
be
well.
The editor and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it absolutely can be done, but it's fascinating to think that you could just generate content with ChatGPT. I always say that wrong. And then just post it as a book and see if anybody buys it. It didn't cost you anything to write the thing.
Yeah, so they're talking about, like, especially for like plot lines or character development, that you can just give it to ChatGPT. And I was watching an interesting, just a little talk about ChatGPT and how it literally has the capability to disrupt everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, you think about college, and another article I saw this week was talking about quote unquote plagiarism, or how kids are writing their reports. You can just throw something into ChatGPT and it's very hard to detect plagiarism because
it's original content.
It's technically original. But then there was an interesting thing in this person that they were interviewing in this story, talking about how he was having it write some stuff in the style of an author, and it was like way too close. And so the ethics of, because what ChatGPT is building off of is tons of information that it just sucked in and processed. So there is the possibility that, it would be very close, even though it's generating from all these different sources. It is fascinating, and I think in 2023, the AI stuff is going to continue to be a huge story that we're going to be seeing a lot of disruption through.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch that story unfold.
Yes. And one of the things that's finally unfolding that we've been talking about for years is Amazon begins drone deliveries in California and Texas.
That's cool. What are the stipulations? Can anybody there, or is there just a geolocation that is eligible, or what?
It's Lockerford, California, and College Station, Texas. Now, was College Station the same place that we had that automated McDonald's?
I'm not sure.
No, I think that was outside of Fort Worth. I was going to say, if it was the same town, they are living in the future.
You're right. It was outside of Fort Worth.
Yeah. So the maximum payload for Prime Air is 5 pounds, and Amazon says that 85% of its shipments fall under that weight, which I would say most of mine are under 5 pounds.
Yeah.
You can sign up for the service. Amazon will then confirm that the company can deliver safely to the customer's address. Once an order is placed, the customer gets an estimated delivery time and tracking info, and they're hoping eventually within 60 minutes you could have your drone deliveries to your house.
This is an insane world. So this was coming a couple years ago. This was, it's the future's coming, and it's like, how's this going to work? But it's intriguing to me that it actually came as quickly as they promised.
Yeah, so it'll be pretty small ranges right now to start, but the fact that they're doing it at all is impressive. So it sounds like they will, kind of have to check the place out, make sure that it's a good location, all of that. It's not just like, I've now got the Amazon Prime Air option in my account.
Here in the Pacific Northwest, there's lots of big tall trees and wind gusts and rain, and this may not be an ideal place to fly drones.
No.
Maybe only 2 months out of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
But a place like Texas or California, there's sunny and dry most of the time, then it's
makes
perfect.
A lot more sense there. So we will be seeing that, and we will also see Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
Oh, you know what? I totally blew it this week. Is there a way you can maybe fill in for me?
You know what, Dave? I do have one for you.
You saved my bacon.
You are lucky.
You saved my bacon.
Yes, and I think this one comes from the oft-mentioned, I think I heard on an episode of the Mac Geek Gab podcast, they were talking about it. And one of the things that for a long time, Dave, you and I have had frustration with is in like the Photos album. We've talked about, there's like the hidden album and you can have albums, but it still leaves them in the main album.
I want to move it from my main album into a sub album.
Yeah.
So I only see it when I go to that sub album.
Yeah. So here's the workaround. And a lot of people have probably forgotten or not used much that on iOS and iPadOS, you now have the Files app.
Yeah.
Where it is a file system in your computer. There, if you go in there and you've never used it before, you'll probably see several of the apps you have. They'll kind of auto-generate folders to save in iCloud. But if I take some photos, or if I find, let's say I find a picture on Twitter that's really funny that I want to save, a meme. So if I click on that, it'll give me the option to save to files, and then I can pick a folder. Yeah. Like, let's say I want tech memes or foodie memes. I could have those folders in my Files app. Or if I'm in the Photos app and I have a photo and I say, oh yeah, this is a screenshot for one of my clients. That's one of the things we've talked about before, computer pictures or serial numbers.
Yeah.
I can just hit the little share button, and in your options there is save to files. Now in the past, I would just send me an email and then it would just get dumped into my inbox, which doesn't help anything.
No.
But if you go into the save to files, you've got your list of folders, or you can just save it in the root folder. And then there's the little 3 dots at the end. You can create a new folder. So I'm going to do this. I can name the folder, and then you just add it in there. It's like you're using a computer, and you can get those photos organized much better and out of your photo album.
Now, one of the detriments I can think of is you think, I'm going to go to my photos to find this image, and it's not there. But if you have a well-organized file structure in your Files app, it should be quite easy to. Maybe you just make one called Images and you just stick everything in there.
Yes, and I just realized another use case for this, Dave, with that, because on my Mac computer, I have the sync to iCloud for my desktop and my documents. Mm-hmm. And my desktop, I have a folder on there with current projects that I'm working on. So I can actually access that on my phone. I can go into my desktop. I can go to the current projects folder, and then I can find that client and save it directly in there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tip. Yes. An additional pro tip to this file structure, since it is files and not part of your photos library, you can alter the name. So if there's something that you want to look for based on a name, or you can tag with a tag.
Yes.
So if I tagged everything not nerd, I could search on my phone or my computer and all those images would come up. So this is a great solution to non-photo photos.
Yes. For things that you want to separate out for whatever reason it is.
Nice tip.
Yes, glad I could come through with that. And now let's move on to our bonus odd takes.
Takes.
Of the takes. Yes. Well, Dave, this first one is a gem from you.
Yeah, this is something, it was funny because we were talking about it, and I was like, well, we need to put this right in the show material here. This is an artist that, shall we say, is an acquired taste.
Yes.
You can find this artist at wingmusic.co.nz. That's the New Zealand. Sorry, yes. New Zealand. She's a Kiwi, but it's this lovely lady named Wing, and she sings. And if you just go on YouTube, you can type in Wing Sings, and one of her most popular tracks is Dancing Queen by the Bee Gees. But you can play samples
by ABBA.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And one of her most popular tracks is Dancing Queen by ABBA. But you can go to her website, wingmusic.co.nz, and listen to samples from all of her albums. And we've got some great things.
Yes.
Carols. She sings and rap beautiful Christmas songs.
Yeah. And she is on Apple Music as well. Now, I went to the website and I was clicking around, and I was very frustrated that I was not able to watch it or listen to any of the samples because they require Flash Player.
Oh,
so it's a little bit of a time warp, and it says you can buy the CDs on CD Baby.
Yeah.
But then when you go to that,
it's a file not found, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I tried that the other night. Well, I mean, if you have Apple Music, I'm sure it's on Google Play.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
probably
Spotify.
On all the music. But yeah, Poker Face, Beat It. She does all the hits.
She covers all the hits, and so you have to hear it to believe it.
Yes.
Is all I'm going to say. No samples here. We don't want to spoil
Yes.
it. We want to send
No,
traffic to Wing's website or iTunes page or whatever, Apple Music. Find her, and you will find peace, my friend.
Yes, indeed. That is a good one. Well, our next bonus odd take is one that I found that I need to play with my daughter. And again, you just go to kittenwar.com. Now, when I first saw this link, I was hoping it was some sort of violent battle game.
Yeah, like you're throwing cats at each other or something like that.
Yes, but no, you just go there. It gives you two pictures or a picture of two different cats. I am seeing Gypsy and Dante, and you just click on which kitten you like better.
It's a hot or not for cats.
Yes.
Really?
And then this next one, there's two kittens hugging, and Daffodil and Tux versus Moof. So just for the cat names alone, it's worth it.
Yeah, they're all random. The ones you mentioned, I have not seen. I've gone through several.
And then you can go, they've got some navigation. You can go to the winningest kittens, and Bitsy at number 1. She is adorable.
Let's take a look. Oh, how sweet.
And losingest kittens, and there are, as you can imagine, many hairless breeds.
Those are not the most attractive cats.
Mr. Bigglesworth is number 8 on that. Has lost 77% of 1,959 battles.
Yeah, there's some pretty atrocious. And some of it has to do with the quality of the photograph.
Yes.
Some people just are not good at taking pictures of their otherwise very adorable cats.
Yes. So yes, you can go check out kittenwar.com and get your votes in now. And our next bonus odd take is another one from you, Dave.
Yeah, this ancient Earth globe. When I first saw this on Reddit, I just had to play with it, and I had to post it. It will show you your address deep into the past when the dinosaurs roamed the Earth. So where was I 170 million years ago?
Yes.
I looked this up the other day, and I'm still on land. I wasn't in water. But the Pacific Northwest looks quite a bit different back then. Basically, the tectonic plate that LA lives on is north of where we are. It hasn't yet slid down to there. And it looks like maybe, I don't know if those are the Hawaiian Islands or something else. Anyway, the place looks much different, but it's really fun. I like maps. I like history. I like geography, all these things. And so it's just a fun toy to play with. Let me put in also where I grew up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I was going to put my address, but I'm like, it's out in the country. So I'm just going to put the town that was closest to. And I can see from the map that it's probably still in the exact same place. Like things didn't change.
Kansas don't change.
And my town was not in there. So I'm going to pick one that's close to where I lived. Yeah, it's pretty much right where it was. There's nothing has changed. And they kind of overlay a map on top of the world. I'm not an earth scientist by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a fun toy. And I didn't look at here very long. Is there a way to change the yes, you can change to when there were first seashells, coral reefs, grass, the Triassic period, the Jurassic. So you can jump in time to the different periods. It was on the other side of the world. It's hard to tell because the plates move, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway.
No, very, very interesting, and interesting to see that over time. And that is part of dinosaurpictures.org, where they have many, it says at the top, dinosaur pictures and facts. And that's what it is. It's got all the dinosaurs and dinosaurs by period and by region. And
I think I figured it out. It's given me 2 points.
Oh.
It's given me the point where I am now and where I was in the past. Or where that land was in the past.
Gotcha.
So, wow, that's quite fascinating.
This next one, I definitely want to check out because I have very fond memories of a child of paper airplane contests and making paper airplanes and doing all that stuff. This is paperplanebuilder.com, and I think we've talked some paper planes in the past, but I don't remember this one. But you go there and they have some free designs where you can just print the PDF, and it gives you everything you need.
All the fold marks and
Yes.
instructions.
Designs on them. And they do have, I believe there's some for pay model.
But you can download for free a corporate jet, a modified dart, and a bomber just right there at the top of the page.
Yeah. So the pricing, they have Coach, which is free forever. You get the plain builder, pre-made templates, coloring sheets. For first class, if you're first class, you get the plain builder, premium, pre-made templates, coloring sheets, and ad-free browsing. Then you can go up to Pilot.
I'm not understanding the type of class system that they're doing here. I haven't quite figured out what they're going for.
Yes. So Pilot, then you also get games and activities. And if you go to Top Gun, limited time offer, lifetime membership, you get all content, plus all the other things. And now the pricing, you might go, how much are they going to charge me for this?
What's a Top Gun going to cost me?
Yeah, so first class for a 60-day pass is $3. For Pilot, a 1-year pass is $15, and for Top Gun, you get lifetime membership for $22.50.
That is cheap at twice the price, my friend. A one-time payment. That's the type of subscription that I can get behind.
Yes. Now, here's my thing looking at their business model, as one does, is thinking, now, how many people are going to find this site and they see a couple free ones, and man, they're good with that.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you're like a school teacher, or if you have like
engineering classes or something like that.
A young pilots enthusiast association that you want to keep content fresh or something. Like that.
Yes. And they do have the plain builder where you can customize some of the designs, and then you can upgrade to like a stunt jet, and you can give a paper airplane pilot certificate. Man,
they probably just want to generate enough money to keep the site up. This doesn't look like they're trying to earn a lot of money.
Yes. You would think this probably isn't Elon Musk level, but they do have a YouTube channel with 4 subscribers.
Nice. But the website is very well done.
Yeah, it is. It's a great looking website. Somebody had a lot of fun putting this together, and looks like some really cool designs. So that's my goal. Is I'm gonna wait till I'm at one of my clients with a color printer, print off a couple designs, and make some airplanes with Isla.
Well, I was going to say earlier, and decided not to, but since you brought it up, this would be maybe one reason on earth to own a color printer.
Yes.
But I would honestly be very happy with the black and white version that I could create here on my own laser printer.
That would be more than fine.
And then just get some markers and color it up.
Yes, that would be more fun that way. So our next bonus odd take, we've had some similar ones to this. I don't think we've ever had this one in the past, but it is michaelbach.de/OT, and it says 150 illusions and visual phenomena with explanations.
It's the explanations that are important.
Yes.
These are the visual tricks that we've talked about before, and I'm sure we've all seen. I clicked on one, and it can be found at that thing that you said, /OT/LUM-more1-index.html. He might need to work on maybe his indexing a little bit. But this one is like 2 rings of concentric circles that are floating above each other, and they create this moire effect with this weird kind of like moving lines and stuff. And you can change the color, you can change the timing and all this stuff. So they're like little toys. Like I can even move the top circle around so that it's just very close in proximity to the other one. But there are dozens and dozens, I tell you.
Yeah. There's 150-ish, which there might even be more.
There's like tens of dozens.
Yes, it's in different categories: auditory illusions, specialities with faces, cognitive gestalt effects. So again, very educational type thing, and you see these things around, and it's fun to understand why your brain is being tricked by these different phenomena.
And there's the classic one of the wireframe model of a head spinning in space, and it looks like it's going clockwise. When it gets about halfway through, it looks like it switches to counterclockwise.
Yes.
But it's not. Your brain is just like, which way is that spinning?
Yes.
I have no reference. That's why we have 2 eyes. We have binocular vision, so we can distinguish these things.
Yes, indeed. And don't forget, you can head there and learn about the Poggendorf illusion. And there is a fun, when you're on the site and moving your mouse around, there's two little eyes that follow you around, which screams,
Yes.
Created 1997.
Yeah, this site is very 90s website.
Yes.
But not to be outdone by this one. I wonder what else we can come up with.
Yes. Well, our last bonus odd take is a fun one that I found. It is, we talk about different computer emulators and things that you can play around with. Well, this one is Windows 93. And you might be saying to yourself, there wasn't a Windows 93.
Yeah.
There was a Windows 95. And my answer would be exactly. And this is a unreleased version of Windows that somebody created an emulator, and you start it up. It's got a little DOS thing boot up, and then it takes you to a desktop with some different games and very 1993, like the hamster dance.
Yes.
So it's got some classic little memes there. It says Half-Life 3. I didn't click on that one.
And I'm hearing this farting noise, but it's because I'm clicking on a thing.
Well, yes.
Every time I click on it, it makes a noise. This is basically, it looks like Wolfenstein. But I think it's a parody.
A parody version.
Yeah, I think there's other things besides. I found a Firefox logo. I think it's a power-up. Some the Linux duck logo.
I've started up Half-Life 3, and it is still loading, but it's got a start menu, and very reminiscent of those days. You've got your programs, your documents, find, help, run, full screen, reinstall, reboot, and shut down.
This could almost be believable, but the windows spin in. When you open it, they like rotate in. It's so
what it could have been.
It could have been. But this isn't. I mean, this legitimately is nothing that Microsoft put together, right?
No, I believe it is completely, yes. Yes, and I thought I was seeing when I was in there the other day playing around with it, there was, credits, manifesto, maybe, Ninja plus Linux equals Uchronia.
What in the world are we talking
about? They've got a weird manifesto on there. I was hoping for some more information. Oh, here we go. The credits .txt file. It is Jenkinpop and Zombectro, and the sysadmin is Dr. House.
Okay.
But yeah, they've got a lot of sources on there and beta testers. But yeah, just a really interesting blast from the past that never existed.
And if you want to play some simple solitaire, you can just fire up the Solitude app. So it is like a very near ripoff. With very garish and ugly colors. It
indeed.
Would be a perfect thing of Windows 93 had it ever existed.
Now, Half-Life 3 is still loading, and I'm reading through the little loading notes here, and I think that maybe it is just a parody of how long it would have taken to load Half-Life.
I think the joke here is Half-Life 3 never came out.
And so it's an endless loading screen.
Yeah, it is not. Everybody, after playing Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, we're hoping that a Half-Life 3 would come out, and it's still yet to come out.
And it just says, please wait, and then it'll say something like, forwarding funny pizza, surfing service pack 2, automating GTX. So it's just got probably hundreds of these little silly notes about while you wait for your game to load. So
yeah, well, this is fun. I've poked on quite a few of these little apps, and I'm going to continue to do more.
Very nice.
Oh, and I opened up. We need to stop because I opened up the built-in browser, and I just keep getting errors.
Nice.
I think that's they're not legit errors.
Very
it's
fun.
Part of the Windows experience, I think.
As with many of our bonus odd takes, some are helpful, some are educational, and some are just fascinating how much time some people have on their hands.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it would take to create something like this.
No, it is impressive. I'm going to go to my C drive just to see, and it looks like you're going into all the different things. And
I'm going to shut down because my screen was full of all kinds of error messages. So
very nice. Well, let us shut down Windows 93 so that we can get to our picks of the week.
So, friend of the show, Carolyn,
Yes.
IRL, that means in real life, gave me a Christmas present. I couldn't tell if it was because I'm a messy person. No, it's not. I'm an actually pretty clean person, and I think she and I have talked before about the cleanliness of people's keyboards and monitors and various things when I go to people's houses to help them with such things. She and I got to be honest, I think she got a 2-pack somewhere and gave me the other pack.
Nice.
But it's this. Describe what it is in front of you here.
Well, my daughter would instantly tell you that is slime.
It is slime. It's this yellowy slime stuff, and I saw some blue stuff on Amazon that looked exactly the same. But this is, how shall I say, keyboard cleaning gel set, universal dust cleaner for PC keyboard cleaning, card detail slime, laptop dusting, home for office electronics cleaning kit, computer cleaning slime. Rolls right off the tongue. As
they do on Amazon.
And I think I made a mistake because I cleaned my keyboard with some and then I put it back in here because it was still good. But it kind of made a brown spot in there. So anyway, I'm trying to pick that out now. So it's very inexpensive. So if you use it, just throw it away.
Get some more stuff. Yes, this is similar, and you and I talked before the show to something I picked. I think it was at least probably a year and a half ago, some car or cleaning gel for the car. Yours is more design, or yours is titled for
Mine's
the computer.
Mine's more marketed towards computer.
And mine is marketed to cleaning for the car, but yours does look a little bit differently, so we should do a side-by-side test to really break down the benefits.
Well, and I asked her, I showed her a picture of what I picked off of my external keyboard and my built-in laptop keyboard, and there was hardly any debris on there. Hardly any. And I said, either I'm doing something right in my life or I'm doing something wrong in how I'm using this product. I would wager that most people who utilize this tool are going to have a really dirty slime ball when they're done. But you just take a piece out, pat or roll or rub your keyboard or your car or whatever, and it pulls the dirt off and hopefully does not leave any sticky or wet residue behind.
Yes. Well, yes. If I used mine on my car, it would definitely be, I would probably go, and my container looks a little bit bigger than yours. I would probably go through the whole thing cleaning my car, which needs it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but what's great about it is you just kind of stretch and squish it to get to a new piece of it, and it just kind of goes in on-site itself, and so the dirt and debris is trapped inside. It's not coming out. So I think you could reuse the same piece quite a bit in a large area. So anyway, for example, I've got these computer speakers here in front of me. How do you clean the little diaphragm? They're either plastic or paper or cardboard. I mean, this is so gentle. You can just kind of pat inside there and it lifts off all the dirt and it's good to go. So I can find multiple uses for this thing. I probably am going to need to replace it soon because I can imagine that it's going to be gone in quite short order. So,
very nice.
Anyway, so thank you, Carolyn, and thank you for my pick of the week. So everyone else can enjoy it as well.
Yes, well, my pick of the week is an app I found out about a couple weeks ago. Now, we've talked about the AI image stuff, the stable diffusion, and these different generators. Well, what if I told you there was an app where you could do stable diffusion in your pocket?
I wouldn't believe you.
Well,
my pocket has no brains whatsoever.
Yes. Well, if your iPhone happens to be in your pocket.
Well, that's another story.
Yes. There is an app called Draw Things. Now, the icon is an AI-generated image of like a starscape on like in the desert with a horse with a person on it. It's kind of hard to see exactly what it is. But this app... it tells you, hold on. When you open the app, it tells you what that image was created based on. A photograph of an astronaut riding a horse. It goes by very quickly because my phone is so fast.
Yeah.
Riding a horse 4K with volumetric light. But you can download this app. Now, I don't know how well it will work on older phones, but if you have a newer iPhone, you can check this out. And they actually have, there's a little search box, and there's so many tools in this. I don't understand how to use all of it.
Yeah, you can download different algorithms and different seeds and all this stuff. I've been playing around with this as well. I probably heard it the same place you did. But I'm desperate to figure out how I can upload a picture of myself and have it modify that picture. I don't know how to do that yet.
Yes.
Because I want to be the star of all of my
photos. All of your photos. Yes. I was playing around with that, and I didn't understand and didn't take the time to go because it gets pretty nerdy, even for us, pretty quick. And there are, the different models, and you can do upscaling and image size. And the more complex you make it, obviously, the longer it's going to take. And it'll take a little bit. But
and don't do this when you're out and about and you have 27% on your battery.
No.
Because it'll be gone in about 10 minutes.
Yes.
It's
I was
a lot of math.
actually watching my battery level go down when I was trying to do a full res, big thing, and it will use it. But, it's a little more approachable than getting a program on your computer or doing some of that stuff. So if it's something you've been wanting to play around with, definitely check out Draw Things.
Yeah, it's quite a fun toy.
Yes. And if you want to check out our picks of the week or previous picks of the week, don't forget to head to notpicks.com. You can go to that website. It looks kind of like an e-commerce store with a bunch of our picks on there. And then you can click through those. Most of them are affiliate links, especially if it's Amazon or something. But we're trying to get all of our previous picks. So if there's something you're just looking for a gift for somebody, or you need a solution for something, you can go there and find it. And we are running a contest. Now, I did bump out. So this current contest for the InCharge XL cable, that big super utility cable, was supposed to end on January 1st, but I figured with the holidays and me barely paying attention, I bumped it out another week. We have been getting some reviews. Now, you were asking me what the rules are for winning again and everything, Dave.
Yeah.
I did add an additional rule, and it is point number 5 under the details and rules on how to win. Is unless you're Chelsea, she isn't allowed to win because
that doesn't seem fair.
My wife, it was actually on her request because she said, I want to leave reviews, but I don't want to win the prizes. We've already got all this stuff at home.
We want to get rid of it. Yeah.
Yes. So she wants to have stuff move out of the house. So she is going, and she's been leaving reviews. We've gotten a couple other ones. So then the more of those reviews we can get some more feedback from not just you and me, but other people that have used this stuff. So if you want to win the InCharge XL or just be a friend of the show, go find something you've used and leave a little review on it.
Now, Nate, as a layperson who's just visiting the site from the front end, is there any way to look to see all these reviews, or do you have to click on each individual?
I'm going to look to see if there's... So on like the first stuff that you see, you won't see, but if you hit load more, under the title, if a review's been left, it'll show the stars.
Oh, so look for the stars.
Look for the stars. So as we get more of those...
Is one. I'm going to look for 5 stars. And I just want to see... Oh, it looks like Chelsea made this.
Yes, she has been going through a lot of them, so you all got some catching up to do.
Yeah. But she's ineligible to win, so.
Yes, and I'm hoping that as we do get more reviews, maybe I'll be able to do a sorting option where it would be top reviewed. But since we're still getting started on this thing, so.
Yeah.
And we have had... I've seen a couple clicks going through the site to Amazon, so thank you for doing that, and buy stuff on Amazon through our link to help support the show. But yeah, Notpicks, a little side project of our side project Not Nerd, to give you quick access to great picks from over the years.
A side of a side. What is the side of a side?
That would be a side?
I guess so.
Side. But yes. Well, with that, a little different episode to start off the year, trying to get a little positivity and fun in there instead of what the tech news has seemed to be. And I'm looking forward to a good 2023 in many areas. I believe we are due a good year this year. So let us be optimistic with that. Let us use our gel cleanser to clean all of our things. Let us use our draw things to create amazing images. And all of us can get out there and tech better. Takes
of the takes.
takes
of the takes
of the takes 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 takes
of the takes
of the takes. Yes. Well, Dave, this first one is a gem from you.